Jasper. Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks, fashionably late on this Friday, November 30th, the last day of November. I can't believe November's gone by so fast.
Tonight, we always have a reason.
We do. We're the friends that show up to the party late, but we always have a really, really good reason for doing so.
Never excuses are just making something up.
Right?
Reasons are real legitimate.
Exactly. We have a bad, unsupported. They keep doing that to me. I hope you guys are able to see us and hear us.
It's unsupported. Maybe it needs a good brosier.
So we are late today because we've spent the last 3 days slaughtering and butchering 2 pigs. The first day we did a slaughter. The second day we did a slaughter and a butcher. And today we've been butchering all day long.
Tell them the difference.
Okay, so the slaughter is when you actually do the deed. Kansas is amazing at that. I'm so glad that I don't have to do that. I've had to help a couple of times, like literally help, get in there, the pig gets away, it's awful. But he's textbook. He has the right spot, you kill, then you take it and you, we're not going to gross anybody out here, are we? If you have a problem with this, just come back in like 30 seconds.
Well, if you didn't know, this is Resistance Chicks, but
homesteading.
We homestead because we actually try to live out the principles that we teach you.
Right. So anyway, then you take the pig over to the scalder that we started. We had trouble with our fire the first day. It took forever to get going because it was perfect weather though because it was cold.
It took me about an hour and a half before I was like, gasoline.
That was on the second day. I did not do that with my fire, but I fought it for a few hours to get it going. And we never have trouble getting fire started, ever. But it was really damp and snowy. Well, anyway, scalder is this big tank over the fire that Kansas built, this dunker. And then so you dunk the pig, and then you've got these things. They're called bell scrapers. They're like half of a hollowed out bell, and they've got I'm literally holding the mic. I'm probably crackling everything here. Sorry. So then you take them and you have to scrape, and like the back of my arm here is super sore. It's a very physical job, from the killing to dragging this like 250-pound pig onto.
It's a good thing we're stout Swedish stock,
strong Viking women. So then you have to
lift half a hog straight up over your head.
Yeah, bench pressing pigs. Then you hoist the pig up into a tree. And then Kansas and I do the gutting.
While
Leah dunks the head, and yesterday we had a head cooking all day long, right?
Barbecue, baby.
And then we made barbecue out of that. This is a very big step for me. You may think that we're very homesteady, and we are.
We grew up in apartments.
Yeah, we're kind of city gals.
Our parents divorced, and we moved out of suburbia into apartment after apartment after apartment, growing plants on a balcony.
Yeah.
And we took our bicycle trip after only a bicycle trip around the country after camping maybe a literal handful of times in our entire life.
Yeah.
Like not starting fires, but like with, fire logs.
Yeah.
Like when we went to California.
You buy the Duraflame
No, I tell you that we're getting people in. So we go to California. I think I'd only
This is back a few years. I think this was 1999.
Besides some Girl Scout camping in like log cabins, I'd never really camped before. Maybe some youth group trips where they take care of everything. You just sleep in a tent.
Yeah.
And so we go camping. Mom decides we're going to drive from Oklahoma.
What is going on over here?
We're going to drive to Oklahoma to California to do where my friend's church was, and work there for the summer. We're going to drive there and camp along the way. And so my mom buys like everybody. It's totally like suburban camping. Like, so you buy all the fresh tents, everything, sleeping bags, everything. So I'm like, one night I really wanted to
start a fire.
We are
camping. We are going to have fire.
And so we were going to go camp in a KOA right outside of the Grand Canyon. And so they have these things called Duraflame logs, right?
Everybody knows what they are.
I didn't. And so I'm thinking the fire just starts. And so you might need like 2 or 3 of them.
Like logs.
So we buy 3 Duraflame logs. This is me. I take full responsibility, but I was only 18 years old.
Right. But your mother was there. I was young. I take no responsibility.
So we're going to put the logs See, I look back at this and I'm like, that is so stupid. I know now what to do, but everyone has to start somewhere, right?
Right.
So we're in the middle of like a national forest. Everything's dry. We're camping. There's pine everywhere.
It's very windy.
It was extremely windy.
Very windy.
Okay, so we take not one Duraflame, not two. My bright idea was to take 3 Duraflame logs and put them in those stand-up grill grate thingies, right? That are off the ground about, yay high.
For cooking hamburgers.
For cooking hamburgers, right? Because, 1 log's not enough. You're going to need 3 logs at least to get this going. Okay, I didn't want to do barbecue with the coals. I'd done that before. We'd done that. I wanted flameage. Yeah. Okay? So... You light that puppy up, dude. Okay? There's 3 Duraflame logs together, side by side, in the middle of a national forest with tinder everywhere. Those puppies shoot flames 15 feet
That's
up
an
in the air.
exaggeration, but it was a lot.
At least 15 feet. And it's blowing and it's blowing. But the thing about those Duraflame logs, guys,
they don't go out.
Stop. They don't stop. They don't stop.
Hence
there's 3 of them.
The first part of that name is Dura. It has a long duration. Yeah.
So here I am having a panic attack that we are literally going to burn down the national forest.
Right, and our new tents. And catch our car on fire. I think our car catching on fire was one of the bigger fears.
Don't. You know what? Start your fire without a Duraflame log. Just...
So anyway,
speaking of natural disasters,
we finished the slaughtering and we butchered a quarter yesterday, and we had to slaughter another pig yesterday. So we have just been. This is like deja vu. I feel like last year we were slaughtering pigs around some sort of weird something or other. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
All right, what? Yeah, the next natural disaster, we're going to go to Anchorage, Alaska. It just happened today.
A lot of things happening on the West Coast. What's going on?
Leah doesn't like it when I talk about it.
Okay, so back-to-back earthquakes shatter roads and windows in Alaska.
Crazy.
Anchorage, Alaska. So let me bring you guys... Okay, yeah, we're going to go to some ABC News here.
It is Friday afternoon. It is 2:42 here in the east, which makes it 10:42 in the morning in Anchorage, Alaska. And there is breaking news coming in that we're monitoring.
Yep, you're monitoring.
A pair of back-to-back earthquakes. The first one measuring 7.0 right outside of Anchorage. People racing into the streets. There's already reports of significant damage inside buildings. Some of the pictures emerging that appears to be a newsroom right there that we're looking at. People heading out into the streets, but then going back inside when yet another earthquake struck. 5.8 was the size and scope of that earthquake. They did an initial warning, tsunami warning triggered in Kodiak for people to flee to higher ground for fear of a tsunami. That tsunami warning has now been lifted. There were no reports as of last check of any deaths or serious injuries, but this did cause significant damage in and around Anchorage. You can see the pictures coming in. Some have been posted to social media already, showing fractured roads, bridges with damage to them,
the roads.
Grocery stores with items that have come off the shelves and now sitting in the aisles of those stores. Again, there were 2 earthquakes, one just outside Anchorage. The first one, a major quake, 7.0. People fleeing buildings and homes, going out for fear that those buildings would collapse. When they went back inside, that's when the second earthquake hit a 5.8. I want to bring in our senior national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who's monitoring this from our Los Angeles bureau. And Matt, what are we learning?
It's Trump's fault.
David, there is significant infrastructural damage in and around Anchorage. That, according to the local police there, you've just shown a number of images of damage inside, but we hear that roads are significantly impacted as well, including all of the roads or most of the roads leading to the airport.
Can you imagine being that
car?
That's
the shot I like for the thumbnail.
For me, I'm just like, okay, where do I go from here?
Am
I falling into the bowels of hell if I go? What's down there?
I know. And that's a very
good question. What's down there?
And then you have this giant crack here, and there's no way I think that car is getting up here.
How do you get out? Like, oh my gosh. And then, like, what are you thinking? Like, I'm going in. I'm going down.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
some
going
bad
down.
movie.
This is a
you remember
journey
the
to
Ten
center of the earth.
Commandments where Moses comes down and there all kinds of debauchery is going on and the earth kind of, and people start falling in. That's
The air traffic control tower was evacuated, but all 5 major airports in and around Alaska's Anchorage, are closed down right now. That, as we do not have any reports of injuries or loss of life, as you noted, that is very important right now. But the governor has declared a state of emergency. They're calling in the National Guard and asking for resources at this point. We've also heard of some power outages. Telephone landlines are down in and around Anchorage. So this is a significant quake. And one of the things that seismologists, David, are looking at is not necessarily the magnitude, but the shaking, the intensity.
So fires
apparently it was felt very
maybe
severely
because of electrical
a number of people weighing in across social media.
That looks like the other
fear
half
factor
of that
as
shot.
the first quake struck and then hit again with the second one a short time after. Our thanks to Matt Gutman. And Matt mentioned the governor has called in the National Guard for.
So yeah, I'm gonna take you down. Donald Trump says to the great people of Alaska, you have been hit hard by a big one. Please follow the directions of the highly trained professionals who are there to help you. Your federal government will spare no expense. God bless you all. Sarah Sanders says the president has been briefed on the earthquake near Anchorage, Alaska, and is monitoring damage reports. We're praying for the safety of all Alaskans. So
that's a video where everything's just going. Here, we'll start over. Shaking.
So when they are like making the movies,
whoa. Okay, so
of what it's like.
Yeah, thank you. I was taught what to do in an earthquake, and she was standing outside of the table. You're kind of supposed to get under it in case anything falls on your head.
Could you imagine being in a building that was rocking like that?
No, I cannot. It's a courtroom. Everything on the walls. Like, the flags are shaking.
Somebody's standing with the video camera, though.
Right. Well, it's kind of like riding on the bus, you know, standing up. You can be one of those rebels. They're kind of breathing heavy, whoever's holding that camera. Sounds like a little bit of fear to me. That's a really long earthquake. Holy cow!
You're okay. You're okay.
The ceiling tiles are falling there. That thing's still swinging. Look at it, still swinging. Whoa.
That was a really long.
That's an extremely long earthquake. Sooks, a.k.a. Brian, says that there was an earthquake in Buenos Aires today as well. I wonder if they're related or just, completely unrelated. Just maybe all kinds of seismic activity going on.
Yeah, so let me go. I've got some articles here. The back-to-back earthquakes, one measuring 7.0, one 5.7, shattered highways and rock buildings this morning in Anchorage, sending people running into the streets and briefly triggering a warning to residents of the tsunami, which didn't happen. The U.S. Geological Survey said the first and more powerful quake was centered about 7 miles north of Anchorage. Population about 300,000 there. People ran from their offices or took cover under desks. Now, what's interesting about that is that Anchorage is obviously, one of the most populated places in Alaska. Alaska's huge, but to be at only 7 miles right outside out of the city center is kind of a really big deal.
What in the world?
What? We're off?
No, we're not off. That's not the thumbnail that I.
Oh my gosh! Why are we jumping for Anchorage, Alaska?
I don't know. That's not the thumbnail that I put up. I'll have to change it later.
You have to change it now.
I can't change it now. Maybe I can. Carry on. I have no idea how that got there.
Violent shaking. Debris falls from the ceiling. Terrified people dive under desks.
It's okay. You're okay.
This video from a TV reporter inside a 6th-floor office of the Nesbitt Courthouse in downtown Anchorage shows the earthquake lasted several seconds.
The dogs.
Inside this home, a horrified mother grabs her children. Aww. She heads toward the door, then hugs them. A passenger in this vehicle took this video of an off-ramp that collapsed, an SUV stuck in the middle of the damage. The earthquake, which measured 7.0, struck at about 8:30 a.m. local time, and caused significant damage to homes, buildings, and other infrastructure across Anchorage. Widespread power outages are reported. In this security video, you can see what appear to be several transformers blowing up in the background. At Ted Stevens International Airport, planes were directed not to land. A ground stop was ordered. A control tower was temporarily evacuated.
Shark, that there was a earthquake, yes.
Aircraft were evacuating the TRACON for earthquake, and everybody's standby.
A brief tsunami warning was issued, then canceled, but a local seismologist says the shaking was felt up to 400 miles away. People who've lived in Alaska for decades and are used to this threat describe this as a severe event.
I have been here 37 years, and that was the most violent earthquake I have ever felt.
Wow.
It was absolutely terrifying.
At the most intense moments of the crisis, many Alaskans were hard-pressed to get information on it. TV and radio stations were knocked off the air.
There are TVs on the ground. You can see this right here, a TV on the ground. All of these are TVs and computers. This is a camera.
But see,
A government
people
seismologist
in the way
spoke
of that
the
is what
frequency
is,
and intensity of
it could
earthquakes
land
in
on
Alaska,
you.
part of the so-called rim of fire in the Pacific region.
Earthquakes this close to Anchorage are obviously not very frequent, but it's a plate boundary. It's a massive subduction zone, and so big earthquakes are fairly common in this region. We saw a massive 9.2 earthquake in 1964.
Employees at one restaurant in Anchorage turned into instant first responders when the shaking started.
All my coworkers were yelling, you know, get under the tables and be safe, but I'm still shaking. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm just scared it's going to happen again.
And it will happen again, at least on a smaller scale. Seismologists say there have been several dozen aftershocks since the earthquake struck this morning, and there will be several more, they say, for weeks, months, possibly even years.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And so when that lady says, I'm scared it's going to happen again, that's not very far-fetched. That's a well-founded fear.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm reminded of, like, I don't think I've ever experienced an earthquake. I think they've happened around me, but I didn't actually feel it. But it's a very spiritual thing, I would think. The earth is not supposed to move. You know, it seems like, you know, definitely an act of God kind of thing. It's not like the wind blowing or something. I mean,
you hear people just telling everybody to kind of hang on.
Into the door frames. There's going to probably be another
Door frames.
Get in the door frames.
so I thought that the door frames part was for like tornadoes, and then the tables was for
door
earthquakes.
frames are for earthquakes too, because like
It's solid.
yeah, you don't want things falling on you, things
Right.
like that. Yeah.
My mom says, like and share while I eat the barbecue.
It was anarchy.
Mom, did you get extra barbecue sauce?
You might need some. Everything's not tied down. Everything that was not tied down was broken.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we saw that video already.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
That's a different road.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now here's the deal, guys. Look at this. The front of this Buick is
went
completely,
down into it.
yeah. I mean, that's, and then probably came up again. So
That's
they're
like
driving
a really
in the middle.
bad movie.
Yeah,
it's like a horrible movie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow.
My.
Wow. The earth swallowed me up. Oh wow.
I wonder how many like situations where, you know, somebody really got injured. That's so scary.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pray for these people. Jasper is really acting as our impromptu. We pay her for that, to act like an earthquake when she hits the camera.
Gets extra treats for acting like that. There goes the library.
Oh.
Could you imagine being in the library and then like all the books started falling off the shelves? The teeth, like look at that.
I think that Dewey Decimal Guy
Who's
would be
gonna clean that up?
turning over in
Who's
his
gonna
grave.
put all the books back?
The librarians.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, there goes your kitchen cabinets.
Interesting that your cabinets would fall off. I mean, they
it's
might not
a
have
little bit more
grocery stores, convenience stores.
I haven't heard, honestly, guys. I haven't heard of any deaths. Have you guys heard of
Praise
deaths?
God, because I mean, this is so significant.
Yeah.
The fact that no one... Oh, your dishes. That's a lot. I hope that was not Grandma's china.
This is wow, this is yucky. But
Burn to ashes. That's true.
And you know, that's such an optimistic way of looking at it.
What did they say?
She said, I'd rather have that than a house that burned to ashes.
Well, Jesus saved you that moment. Yeah.
Wow.
That was.
Hi, Jasper. Would you like a treat?
That would be the Italian islands near Naples. Earthquake.
Whoa. Here, Jasper.
Huh?
You're falling over. There you go.
It's the grocery store.
Here, I'm gonna help you out.
Mom.
No.
Yeah, so this is pretty crazy. Sarah Palin says, "Pray for Alaska. Our family is intact. The house is not."
Oh my!
I imagine that's the case for many, many others. So thankful to be safe. Praying for our state following the earthquake, and I do believe we can get out a good Sarah Palin accent for that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Our
you
house,
can.
our family is intact, but our house is not. I imagine that's the case for many, many others. There's Sarah Palin right there.
Jasper with the camera. I'm gonna totally have to redo it.
Jasper
She's
with
hit
the
it like 8
camera.
times.
Jasper with the camera.
Very helpful, Jasper.
Jasper's helpful with the camera.
Wrong set.
How am I gonna go to the mall? I'm just joking.
Look at this.
Oh my god.
The earth just broke.
The earth broke.
It just broke.
Sorry.
Oh, people at the... Where are the police, man? They should be directing traffic now. What the fucking kind of shit is this?
On
Y'all like to fucking stop over here.
That's a lot of F-bombs there. So on Facebook Live, Deanna says that I used to live there. Wow.
Oh my gosh, all the bathroom stuff. All the bathroom stuff. Everything.
But it knocked over my dresser. Usually I would literally be like right there where my bed is sitting, but I decided to take a long bath today. It knocked my washer and dryer over onto my dresser.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know if
You
you're
know,
gonna be
it's
able to see
crazy
it.
when the washer and
Dryer go
get-
over.
Yeah.
You can't knock over a washer and a dryer. They're meant to withstand their own little mini earthquakes. That's what they are. Okay, that's loud.
It's down. It's
Go
down.
down even more.
That's a school there. Wow, that's not a
Whoa,
drill. This is
every
not a
single
drill.
ceiling tile like fell on the, yeah.
There's no volume here. Our family is safe. Oh, here's volume.
Who just keeps random cameras going on in their house?
People have security cameras now.
It's weird. Yeah, kids are freaking out. That would be really scary as a child.
That would be really scary as a child.
Jasper. She's really helping with the effects of earthquake. To let you guys feel it. Stuart the Brit says, Michelle, this was a worldwide event, totally unnatural.
Yeah.
Wicked Psych says, I thought earthquakes were common in Alaska.
Well, they said, but not necessarily here.
Ever experienced in my life. That was crazy.
It's like a bunch of frat boys came over to your house for an entire week.
But it's
or
cute to see
something.
everybody has Christmas stuff out.
Well, it's great to see these people like okay, just looking at like physical damage.
It's still going again. There's like an aftershock. Oh, whoa! There goes your recliner, shaking there.
Oh my god, these aftershocks are crazy.
Wow, wow, wow.
You know, and here's the thing. I mean, I'm hoping that no one was hurt, but on a lesser scale, I'm sure there are valuables that are precious memories that are broken, and that's really sad to think about.
So everybody's taking videos of the stuck SUV there. That's...
So I know we could talk about this all night, but we do have to leave kind of earlier than normal, and we ran late.
Well, I can't stop watching videos of the earthquake because they're like,
you don't see anything like this. I mean, there's earthquakes that happen every day everywhere, but on this kind of magnitude, this is rare.
Yeah.
Especially with this kind of damage.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be a bunch more videos out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was sick.
Under the desks.
Is the doorway safer? Don't they teach kids these things at school?
The classroom is a mess. It just honestly kind of looks like somebody just went in and like made a mess, but that's not the case.
It's only that way because of what happened.
Yeah, you almost want to see like before and after pictures because.
Shoot. They like lost power. And there goes the alarms again. Very annoying.
Actually, it's overdue. It's overdue.
Wow.
Okay, now it's still going on.
Wow. And think about that, wherever these people were, kids in school and... I'm just going to use the chair. Anything I can.
Well, so you have to protect your head. It's so important. That's what they teach you, to go down and cover your head.
Mm-hmm.
They teach you that in the bear attack as well.
Yeah, just cover your head.
And your guts. Like.
Yeah.
That's for the bear attack. Not the earthquake. And Jasper, again, is helping with the effects of the earthquake.
So, yeah, say your prayers for the people of Alaska and how they can get their lives back in order.
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
A lot of cleaning.
Yeah, so crazy.
So do you want to hit our next big story and just hit it right in the beginning with Laura Loomer? You want to save it?
I do, but first, as like a commercial break.
You're going to advertise for something?
No.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Advertise for ourselves.
Hillary went around on another tour. She's been...
you know what I think? She's trying to feel the waters to see if she can make another go of it.
So she has this horrible coughing fit. Like it goes on
not
for
again.
Like a long time. So it was Tuesday night in Toronto after she trashed Trump. And... let's see. Let me see. The Clintons traveled to the Bell Center in Montreal Wednesday. So it was Wednesday. She trashed Trump on Tuesday. Wednesday, and spoke to a crowd of people for 1 hour on the second night of their tour. And one thing that was noticeable to all reporters who were at the Bell Center, the Clintons did not mention President Trump by name. This is a stark contrast to Tuesday evening, where Hillary Clinton took several jabs at President Trump. She even accused Trump of the Saudi cover-up of the murder of Khashoggi.
Oh my gosh.
Shortly after Hillary trashed Trump Tuesday night. Okay, so Wednesday she decided not to trash Trump because on Tuesday she trashed Trump and she just could not stop coughing. I don't know if this is...
Oh, please do. We have to watch it.
Yeah, it's offhand.
No, we do have to watch it. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of... I don't ever feel sorry for Hillary Clinton in anything. However, I do know what it is like to be in a situation where you're coughing and you can't stop. It's awful.
But she does it all the time.
And she makes her not fit for being president.
No, but listen, this guy just keeps talking while she's talking.
Maybe we'll end up on a little bit of a lighter note, but the United States pulled out of the Paris climate accords. Every other country in the world is a contributor. I guess my question to you, because this is very difficult for Canada. We're trying to put a price on pollution in Canada, and it's difficult to do when we see our neighboring competitor collaborator to the south is going another way. So just to lay our cards down, it's tough on us. But is there any doubt in your mind that about the science of climate change, or that there is climate change happening and that's man-made?
I was about to say the same thing. Who put her in this tiny chair with this massive arm so she has to sit and talk like this?
Like so professional to be sitting like that, right?
Who picks these chairs?
Putting a price on carbon. We actually had Trent Lott, who was the Republican leader when I was president. I think John Breaux, who represented Louisiana, big oil producing.
Neither of these people need to go to the White House ever again.
No.
That guy's just been like total. Yeah. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is still coughing, and you know it's not against having the coughing fit. It's about the fact that she has a lot of health problems.
She does.
And there's no way she could be president of the United States. I'm just sorry, okay? I'm sorry. You can't be president.
Or you're not sorry.
All right, so yesterday, I don't know if you guys... Okay, how do we back up a little bit? Alex Jones has been taken off of Twitter and Facebook.
Right.
They did a whole... And Gab and Instagram and Snapchat, and they took down his payment processors and PayPal. I mean, he's just been attacked, and...
It's unbelievable, really.
And everybody, you know, on the right who has a brain kept saying, you know, if you don't stand up for him,
it's going to happen to you.
Everyone else is going to start falling. And there was an ex-military guy who has his own radio program, and he was taken off recently, but he was reinstated. Kelly something. He was on Tucker Carlson. He got to be reinstated because he had congressmen, you know, go to Twitter for him. But people like Milo, Roger Stone, and then there's a bunch of other people that you don't even know their names. They're just gone.
Yeah.
So Laura Loomer has done the most epic,
brave
thing. She handcuffed herself
to the door of Twitter in New York.
To Twitter's headquarters and live streamed. And she, not only that, she put up a banner of the tweet that they said got her banned, side by side with Louis Farrakhan. And she says her tweet got her banned. And it says, "Isn't it ironic from the Twitter moment used to celebrate women, LGBTQ, and minorities is a picture of Inwan Omar, and she's pro-Sharia, pro-female genital mutilation. Under Sharia, homosexuals are oppressed and killed, and women are abused and forced to wear the hijab." She says that this Omar woman is anti-Jewish. Now, remember, Louis Farrakhan recently said, "I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm anti-termite."
Right.
And what do you do to termites? You eradicate them. So this is pretty much advocating for another Holocaust.
Absolutely.
And so she put this up, and remember, this Louis Farrakhan is still on YouTube for this.
White people don't like Farrakhan. Some of them respect me. But those who have been our deceivers, they can't stand me.
White people, I guess.
I'm not mad with you. In fact, to the members of the Jewish community that don't like me, thank you very much for putting my name all over the planet because of your fear of what we represent. I can go anywhere in the world and they've heard of Farrakhan. Thank you very much.
Remember, he started
I'm
his
not
own
mad
religion.
at you.
Christian Islam.
Because you're so stupid. Don't you know? My teacher, Elijah Muhammad, taught me one day. He said there once was a donkey that fell in the ditch.
This one made no sense, by the way.
No.
And everybody came along, they picked up a stone and threw it at the donkey. They threw so many stones till the ditch got filled up and the donkey walked out.
This is
so my teacher said, "Brother, remember, every knock is a boost. So when they talk about Farrakhan, call me a hater, you know what they do? Call me an anti-Semite. Stop it. I'm anti-termite. I don't know nothing about hating somebody because of their religion.
Oh, really? So the point is that was paired side by side with Laura Loomer's tweet, which was factual, okay, about the fact that we now have a representative in the United States that believes in FGM.
Yeah.
And Sharia law in general, but specifically FGM.
Tell them what somebody said. We were listening to somebody. It's not female circumcision.
And well, Alex had a little stumble. He said, they're circumcising little girls, and then he was like, no, they're mutilating little girls. And then I said, it's not circumcision. It's absolutely not the same. Then he came back and he said, it's cutting off little girls' genitals.
Right.
And that's what it is. And that's why it's different.
We've talked about this all the time. It's like the equivalent of cutting off of the whole male genitalia.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's the equivalent.
Yeah.
But
Laura Loomer handcuffed, threw away the key, handcuffed herself to the Twitter headquarters in New York.
She got banned from Twitter.
Yes.
But yesterday she was the #1 trending on Twitter.
Isn't the irony so sweet?
This is Dave Rubin. Laura Loomer got booted on Twitter and then became the #1 trend on Twitter. That's Moxie. I said she was a rock star, by the way.
Chris Holman said some groups are protected and can say what they want no matter how vitriolic it might be. Some groups are removed for no reason.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to show you some of this here. This is so they get the poster put up, which it stays up. I don't know. They got people coming, which is absolutely hilarious. They got the door. Oh my gosh! Hey, you're gonna hurt someone.
You're gonna hurt someone. Stop.
What's up? We're good. Here we go. There she goes.
Yep, there she did it. It's epic.
You can't.
You guys don't know how to do that.
You're not allowed to do that.
You guys don't know how to do it.
So they took her sign away to start with. Did you catch that? She had a sign.
She is amazing.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys notice that she has that Star of David that she is wearing? And she chose to wear that to represent the fact that she is being persecuted. It is anti-Semitic what's happening to her. Here it comes. Here comes the bullhorn. Gosh, I love her so much. Here it comes. Whoops.
Hello, everybody.
Go, baby.
My name is Laura Loomer. I'm a conservative investigative journalist, and today I'm here at Twitter in New York City to
Was
talk
he trying to
you
get
about
it off?
social media censorship and the double standard that exists here at Twitter. Jack Dorsey at Twitter banned my account permanently on November 21st. I am a conservative Jewish journalist, and I was reporting facts. I was reporting facts about an Islamic congresswoman, facts about Sharia law, and now I am banned as a journalist.
She did something so awesome. She has that thing up, and I don't think they even know what's up there.
And everybody needs to be aware of this.
Laura Loomer, I love you.
That's a tweet posted by Louis Farrakhan. And on this side, that's the tweet that I was permanently banned for.
So what the left accuses you of is what they're guilty of.
Absolutely.
They're guilty of saying all white people should die, that Israel shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
My tweet was, isn't it ironic how the Twitter moment used to celebrate women, LGBTQ, and minorities is a picture of Ilhan Omar. Ilhan is pro-Sharia. Ilhan is pro-female genital mutilation. Under Sharia the Nazis made the Jews wear during the Holocaust. What Jack Dorsey is doing with his egregious double standard by allowing for verified, hateful liberals and leftists and jihadis to steer their hate and violence on social media,
by the way,
while banning a Jewish conservative journalist like myself and millions of conservatives all across the country. He's trying to stifle speech in this country and ruin what makes this country the greatest country on the planet. And that's our First Amendment right, our right to free speech. It is egregious that nearly 70 years since the time of the Holocaust, we are now starting to normalize these. To think that even after the Holocaust, a Jewish journalist is banned for posting facts about individuals who preach hatred towards Jewish people, who call for the killing of Jews and Christians, but they allow for jihadis and radicals and people.
You know,
this is so great.
They say horrible things about like Franklin Graham being Christian.
I know.
Christian bakers,
yeah,
their religion. But if you say something against a Muslim,
you're protected. Or if you say something against a Christian, you're protected. If you say something against a Muslim, then you're literally
exactly. Muslims are protected.
Extermination of Jews. Yet for Jack Dorsey, Louis Farrakhan's tweet in which he said, "I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm anti-termite." That was not a violation
by these Christian bakers. No, but homosexuals
so
are being killed.
I am physically handcuffed to the door of Twitter. I am physically handcuffed to the door of Twitter because Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg and many of these other multi-billionaire CEOs of these left-leaning big tech corporations, they want to silence me. They want to shut me down.
Listen, this
and
is her job.
I'm not leaving anytime
Twitter
soon.
and Facebook are how she got her message out.
Yeah.
You are not
she had to do something.
This is not just about me, though. This is about the millions of conservatives who are censored and silenced on social media every single day.
That is what this is about.
Yep. And she's standing up for everybody. She's not just doing this just for her.
On Twitter.
No, this isn't about her.
Would anybody like a copy? I have here thousands of examples of tweets that are still on Twitter today from verified liberals, verified Muslims, verified anybody who isn't conservative, right? Spewing hatred, saying things like, "I'll admit it, I hate white people. Fuck white people. Goddamn white people are the worst. Kill all white people. I'm not anti-Semite, I'm anti-termite." I mean, this is all still on Twitter. All of these tweets right here are still on Twitter. Jack Dorsey won't remove those. According to Twitter, it's okay if you want to preach hate against the Jews. It's okay if you want to preach hate against white people. It's okay, according to Jack
What if you
Dorsey,
said kill all black
if you
people,
want to
by the
preach
way?
hate
Oh,
against
yeah.
You'd be on Twitter
right?
for like 1
You don't get
millisecond?
banned
No,
for
they
that.
would come
That's
arrest
not a
you.
violation of
If you said I hate all black
But if
people,
you're a Jewish
absolutely.
or all
conservative
Hispanic
journalist
people,
like myself exposing these people, these leftists, or if you are just a conservative in general, you'll be silenced, you'll be shut down. You'll be silenced, you'll be shut down. And I'm here today, and you can see the back of my sweater, to tell Jack Dorsey to stop the bias. Stop the bias of conservatives, Jack Dorsey. Stop the bias of conservatives on your platform. Stop the bias.
You know what?
All
A lot
around
of
the world,
libertarians say
Jack
that
Dorsey,
Twitter has
millions
its
of
own
conservatives
platform.
have been
You know,
shut
they can do what they
down
want. Well,
and
guess what?
censored.
She can say, put me back on.
Exactly.
You know?
She has every right to be doing this.
And
they're
Twitter
going
has
to have
become
their doors knocked down in the middle of the night if they post wrong things.
Twitter
If they
and
criticize
Facebook have
Islam or
become
Sharia, they
like a
fear,
telephone
just
company.
like
That's how
Tommy
people get
Robinson
messages
did.
out.
And he simply
It's like
wanted
saying
to
you
raise
can't use the
awareness
internet, you
about
can't use
Muslim
the
rape
telephone.
gangs.
Right.
Unless you do
Which
something
was well
literally
documented in the
illegal
courts. And
or
then the police
violent
got
or
the report
inciting
out,
violence.
They arrested him and they sent him to jail. They sent him to jail.
They've
where he
dropped
was
F-bombs,
He was tortured.
there's pornography,
he was
there's all
accused
kinds of
of
crazy
gang
stuff on
members.
Twitter.
They intentionally put Tommy Robinson in a prison cell next
Tommy
to the
Robinson's
people
off
who he
Twitter.
was trying to expose on social media.
I think
He
he's
has
still on
to
YouTube.
endure all of this
Good.
punishment and torture human rights violation.
It's interesting
our
which
social media
platforms.
companies,
Sometimes it's
Twitter,
all platforms they
Facebook,
take them off
Apple,
of.
Google,
Sometimes it's one,
Instagram.
right.
They are essentially
Elections,
upholding Sharia.
They had to do everybody got together.
Silicon
They
Valley
talked about
is
elections
essentially
together.
upholding Sharia when they decide to ban me for posting facts about Islam. When they decide to ban me for posting facts about Sharia law or criticizing an anti-Jewish Muslim.
Okay, so
can you fast forward to where they put up the barricades around her?
Yeah.
Just so they can see. They ended up putting up, the police showed up. They put barricades around her. I think they blocked off the entire block.
Yeah. They tried to cover around with police so nobody could be near.
Right.
I don't know, like, we're the bolt cutters. I mean, shouldn't it be easy to get her off? Like, like I don't know what. It's just hilarious that all the cops there. I mean, she did it.
She did do it.
She did it.
Go, girl.
She did it.
So she was arrested, but she's been released.
Yes.
I don't know if they're gonna like charge her or what.
She did it. I'm so.
Go on my website and you look at those archived tweets. You will see.
I'm so proud of her.
I am.
Many of you don't realize that Laura is only 25 years old. She is very, very young to be, you know, such a strong voice for truth. And the reason why she is as well known as she is because she has the chutzpah to go out there to confront a Hillary Clinton. Right. You know what I mean? And to go and handcuff herself to Twitter.
Right. So I'm going to play a little bit of her afterwards. After her.
You're sharing your broadcast on Twitter. Please try again. But then it says McFanny Love 55 joins.
Addressing people and explaining why I decided to handcuff myself today to the HQ of Twitter in New York City. So, how many people are on right now?
Still 535, 536.
And last week, on November 21st, I was permanently banned from Twitter without any warning whatsoever. I was just permanently banned for life. They suspended my account.
They do it for life. Like, they don't, there's no, like, 1, 2, 3 strike. They don't even tell you why, really.
I know. Was 100% factually correct.
It was factual.
At Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, it was factual. What she did was, it was factual. So, like, we can all tweet out the same tweet, but like, how are we all still on? That shows you that either it's not an offense, or what is it, Jack? What is it? Tell us what it is. Like, it's literally they don't want her views on Twitter
and
anymore.
that's what it boils down to. But they're never going to tell you that. They're not going to admit it. John Lemorg says she's a fighter. I could not agree with you anymore.
Yeah,
so she is an absolute fighter.
Do you guys remember we watched this cry fest at the Google where they all were like, we lost the election when Hillary lost, right? Mm-hmm. So Google, which was exposed trying to help Hillary Clinton win the 2016 election. Remember, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like if you Googled like Hillary Clinton, it would like auto fill in all these good stuff. It never filled in Clinton Foundation or corruption. Right. But if you went to Bing or DuckDuckGo or even like using like another browser, it would fill in like Clinton Foundation or corruption or Clinton Cash or something like that, right?
Clinton body count.
Right. They were beside themselves when she lost, and here's the thing. They discussed whether they should bury conservative media outlets in the company's search function after Donald Trump became president, according to the Daily Caller.
Oh, totally believable.
Internal communications obtained by the Daily Caller reveal that the Daily Caller and Breitbart were specifically singled out for potential censorship. Communications obtained by the Daily Caller show that internal Google discussions went beyond expressing remorse over Clinton's loss to actually discussing ways Google could prevent Trump from winning again. Wow. Google is the most powerful, mind-altering, mind-controlling, suggestive force on the planet ever in history.
It is.
Okay? Literally, when you type in something, I have Google up here right now. If you type in, Google will autofill for you.
Yeah.
Google will change your spelling
I have to tell you guys something really interesting, and it's not just linked to, it's all of them, right? But I want to tell them this because, so our friend Tim, who's helping us build the deck, he went down to Arizona for Thanksgiving, and it was warm, and they brought back a bunch of oranges, okay? In a Coors Light box, okay? They brought it back in a Coors Light box. We don't drink it's always kind of funny to me to have alcohol paraphernalia in my house because we don't drink. So I just kind of laughed about it. No one said a word about the box. We all pointed to it and kind of laughed afterwards, like, haha, this is really funny. It's a great box here, you know, to put oranges in. Within an hour, on my Facebook, as I was scrolling through the feed, I get an advertisement for Coors Light. Okay? Now, granted, whenever I do search, we went to Duluth Trading Company. We can't afford anything there. We met some friends. And so when we came home, we were searching online for Duluth. Then I get that. I scroll through my Facebook ads. You know that I searched for Duluth because you're linked to Google and you've got cookies everywhere. And so you put up ads for Duluth Trading Company.
Never
This happens.
Said the word.
We never said Coors Light. Never said it. So now they're spying on you with cameras. I'm not even joking. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. They are in your life with nanny cams.
Yeah, and then the advertisement for Coors Light.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to see how it happened. Like, I want to trace it back. Whose phone did it pick up on?
I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it had to be mine because it showed up in my Facebook.
We never said the word. It didn't even pick it up.
No.
Audio. I would understand maybe an audio pickup, but there was some sort of weird, like, we're going to have to put tape on our camera things.
It's crazy.
Like, I'm not
so
even kidding.
crazy.
So let me show you this. All right. So when we go to Google and you type in, let's do the auto fill in. So I have on Google Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton tells Europe to reduce migration. Hillary Clinton changed their tune after coughing fit. Hillary Clinton security clearance. Hillary Clinton's net worth. All right, that's Google. Ready? DuckDuckGo says Hillary Clinton net worth, young, Twitter, age, memes, concession speech, email scandal.
Oh, email scandal.
Bing says Hillary Clinton 2020, Hillary Clinton Twitter, Hillary Clinton age, news, blackface, they all look alike, net worth, car accident.
Oh, do you remember when she said that about black people? Well, they all kind of look alike. They all look
exactly. Alike. So these are what people are searching on their sites, and I guarantee you that on Google, people are Googling Hillary Clinton corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I can't even get in it. Hillary Clinton corruption will not autofill.
It won't. No, that's so crazy. Oh my gosh.
Hillary Clinton will not. Now let's try this. Donald Trump. Corruption won't. Okay. Russia. Will that? Oh, Russia won't fill in. So anyways, that's a fun little, nice little.
You guys can have fun with that all night long.
Okay, so. Let's see, going back to the article where they're talking about preventing Trump from winning again. Okay, yes. Now, what happened during 2016 will probably not happen again. Maybe in like another enlightened age. I think I have hope that this is this is the middle of the story where you had an initial rush of winning, and then everything looked like you're losing. Okay,
but we're gonna get back on top. Looks like we're losing.
No,
we're
but
still winning.
Yeah, but Alex Jones is completely off.
I know.
We're demonetized. Yes, I mean, like, when we talk about, like, no, completely losing is not an overstatement. Okay? What happened
depends on which battle you're talking about. When you're talking about social media, absolutely.
We literally lost the social media battle.
We did.
We're barely hanging on. Like, by hanging out. Like, literally, here's the thing. Never did it dawn on me when we started our Resistance Chicks channel. We didn't censor anything. We didn't filter anything. We talked about the religion. We never said the religion that shall not be named. We said the religion that shall not be named over and over and over again. We talked about the people who belong to the religion that shall not be named over and over and over again.
But
then we watched people being kicked off of social media platforms right and left and left and right. Mm-hmm. Okay? We're literally we were making money. We were, and not, it wasn't about the money, but like ads on YouTube. Everything was monetized. Everything was monetized. Any video on ISIS was monetized.
Well, and you know what? It's actually, and you know, we do talk about the money because it kind of represents where we were at. But the thing that got me was the amount of views that we got instantly. I mean, our views were skyrocketing. Every video that we did had between 3 and 5,000 views. I mean, it was just consistently.
Right.
And then there were the ones that jumped. And I know we talk about this, and I don't want to sound like Alex Jones, like a broken record, but it bears repeating for people that don't understand the significance of what they have done to wipe every conservative voice off of the internet.
And it's not just conservative, it's anybody who dares to buck here's the thing. We've been in YouTube land, conspiracy land, talking about the deep state, and they're just like totally like the Matrix. Let them do their little thing.
Right.
Let them bring up their little Neo. Let them fight their little fight.
And then it starts to get too real.
Because you have to allow them to kind of fight in order so the ones who want to come out can come out. But then you keep everybody else stuck into the machine. If you haven't seen the Matrix, you have to see it. I have a different ending because the ending was absolutely retarded. But you should go back to living with green and every planet's healthy. That's my ending to that movie. But anyways, they let all the conservative conspiracy theorists, everybody, the truthers go and hang out on YouTube. Yeah. And they let them have that sphere, and they were making money off it. They were, that's how they were actually making money on YouTube. Yeah. And they would encourage you to watch another crazy video, another thing on the Federal Reserve, and it worked out really well. And then you had these Bernieites who were anti-deep state as well, very much anti-Clinton, anti-Obama, who on the other end of the spectrum were actually wanting Trump to be elected because they could tell that he wasn't like a conservative. Yeah. He was just anti-deep state, anti-establishment. Yeah. And so everybody who was anti-establishment went after Donald Trump on both sides of the spectrum, which is what pushed him through. And then like the most exciting thing that I've been through like in my life with like worldwide collectively was having the Brexit people come and worldwide, and you had Marine Le Pen and you had all these people like rising up in 2016. And on Facebook, it was an open market. So in my Facebook feed, my friends, people I know in real life, were sharing the Clinton WikiLeaks. And every day I would wake up, oh my gosh, there's a new thing. What's in the Podesta email? What's in these things, right? It was so exciting. You had the liberals sharing it, the left sharing it, anybody who was woke sharing it. You had Milo was at the top of his game. Alex Jones, he's literally he's had a springboard since the 2016 election. I didn't know who he was. Yeah. People didn't know. He got millions of subscribers, millions of views. I had friends who were sharing Alex Jones videos on Facebook who would never have shared an Alex Jones video on Facebook. It was all just rolling. You know what it was like? Rolling.
It was like those Duraflame logs that you put in that.
It was like a Duraflame log.
And those people at the Bilderberg meetings or wherever you want to talk about that they all got together and they said, hang on a minute, we let them put too many Duraflame logs together and we have got to put this fire out or they're going to burn down our whole forest.
Exactly. And so what has happened is now
we did some damage.
The conservatives and the libertarians are all like, they do exist. Like, right? Seriously? Like, we've been saying it. I've been saying it. Or, you know, we've Alex Jones for going in and literally videotaping those satanic rituals at the meeting with the Bush. You know, what am I talking about? The meetings, not the Bilderberg meetings. The camp.
Kansas, help us out here.
The camp where all the deep staters get together. You know what I'm talking about? At that place, and then they have to wear the hoodies and the hoods, and it's not the Skulls and Bones, is it?
No, it's Kansas, help me out here. What is it?
It's on the island or something.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to.
It's gonna come in the chat here.
Tell me where it is. Tell me what I'm talking about.
Patriot Gallery should put it in there after the 30-day.
You know the thing where you crash because they're meeting secretly. The Grove. What the Grove? The Grove. Next word is.
This is like charades.
The Grove. We're at a 30-second delay. Come on, guys.
Kansas, I can't believe
the Grove.
The pipe in here.
I can't Google it because it probably...
He's in there working on the lard. Kansas.
Bohemian Grove!
Whoa. How? Jeez.
So what? You won. You were the first one.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what wins the prize? You get a German cookie tonight. Okay. So the Bohemian Grove, where they literally go and they spill all their secrets and they drink child sacrifices. Alex Jones has them on tape, and they're literally. Gosh. I mean, you can watch them on YouTube. They're still up there. The Bohemian Grove, it's actually hilarious. So, anyways, like seriously, we all talk about it, right? Yeah. And YouTube became famous for conspiracy theorists to go there and talk about the deep state and all this stuff.
It's like the people that keep talking about aliens, and then all of a sudden the aliens show up, and you're like,
Independence Day.
That's right. I told y'all they existed.
I told you all. And so what's happening is that at least they're out, right? And we're literally having an alien invasion. Like the masks are off. Mm-hmm. There was a movie called The V where like everybody was reptilian.
It was a television show.
It was a TV show. Everybody was like, they were like reptilians. And so like, that's what we're finding. Like they do exist. Like they literally are amphibians inside their body. The deep state does exist.
I wish we had a prize because I guess Scotty had it first. Chris had it. So what had it?
Thank you guys.
So thank you guys
so
for that.
So while we are social media, like we've lost like most of our like oomph and power, and I can never find any news on Facebook. It's all my like the same 12 friends over and over again. It's like, and they've like forced people off of Facebook because it's boring as all get out. But it was so fun and you know what? It'll be fun again, and it is fun. Like Laura Loomer. All these different things, and we get another fire going, and the Holy Spirit's going to bring it.
It reminds me of Hunger Games, to be perfectly honest.
The Holy Spirit's going to do. I was trying to bring a fire up. I couldn't get a fire up. Holy Spirit is like a bunch of gasoline, and He is just going to flow a bunch of gasoline. I'm going to light that puppy up. It's going to go, and we're going to get our fire going again.
Right.
We will get the fire going in. We are going to get social media back. We're going to get our voices back because once you have it, unless you let it go, they can't take it from you. Right? Yeah. I was at a guitar store once, and that's where I got the idea for my Gibson. I played this guitar. It's a really expensive guitar, and he was saying that somebody at one point stole a guitar, a really expensive one, and the guitar owner, he said something truly profound. He said, nobody can actually ever take something that belongs to you, because when they take it, it's not really theirs.
Right.
And when they have it in their possession, it's not theirs. They can have it, but it's not theirs.
You know where it makes the most sense is like rape.
Yeah.
If you were to rape a virgin or something like that, you would think that they stole something. Well, you know what? That's not theirs to take. It wasn't theirs. It does not belong to them. And so
we tell that
person
to
is still virtuous.
To young women who are like, oh, you know, it was abuse or whatever. No, you're still pure and holy because you didn't give it away. So as long as we, as libertarians, as liberty-minded people, as patriots, if you don't give up and give in to them, you will always win.
Yeah.
Okay? What they want you to do is to fatigue you, to get discouraged and to get down and to get depressed, which is why I always want to plug Alex Jones, because they are not getting down. They have been knocked down. They have been knocked down.
It doesn't matter. And they just keep going.
They keep going, and they are an example to the rest of us. You keep going, because if you keep going, you'll become like Alex Jones. Everybody knows who he is now.
Right.
He's outside on the door, but everybody on the inside of the building knows who he is.
Yeah.
Right? And so when he is restored, and he will be restored back to being able to get his message out, I believe this. Yeah. Donald Trump is going to do something. The Patriots are going to do something. Something is going to give. Something is going to break. We are going to get our voices out there again. If you don't give up, you will always win.
Weary not in well-doing. For in due season you shall reap if you faint not. Now, hang on. I want to get to a couple of comments.
Yeah, because I asked you to comment.
Stuart the Brit says, Michelle, isn't it correct that Soros is trying to take control of Facebook? George Soros is trying to take control of everything. And it's not just George Soros. You have to understand that. George Soros is part of a big conglomerate of the globalists that are trying to shut down all of our voices. So yes, George Soros and everybody like him.
But that was a big thing that they're in the news right now with Facebook and Sheryl Sandberg from. There's a scandal going on with George Soros and Facebook staff were reportedly asked to research George Soros and things like that.
So Kelly has asked me, Michelle, can you mention that I lost my live streaming and it will be on Mr. Eric's channels? Yes, wow. Absolutely. And again, they're censoring Kelly PB fam. They have no qualms about who they will censor.
Okay, so I want to finish this. We're still talking a specific email where they said This was an election of false equivalencies, and Google sadly had a hand in it. Google engineer Scott Beyer wrote on November 9th, your birthday, 2016, literally said, we helped Trump win. No, you really did not.
Yeah.
Beyer falsely labeled the Daily Caller and Breitbart as opinion blogs and urged his coworkers to reduce their visibility in search results. How many times did you see the election now card with items from opinion blogs like Breitbart and Daily Caller elevated to next to legitimate news organizations? Because CNN's not an opinion blog. That's something that can and should be fixed. I think we have the responsibility to expose the quality and truthfulness of sources, because not doing so hides real information under loud noises. Beyond that, let's concentrate on teaching critical thinking. A little bit of that would go a long way. Let's make sure that we reverse things in 4 years. Demographics will be on our side. So Google is literally saying we want to teach people. We're going to manipulate people. We are going to use our power to put the Democrats in control on 2020. Trump, if you don't see what's happening, you won't be elected again, because they will make sure that negative false stories come out, like they ruined Roy Moore with a bunch of blabberdash. Whatever it was, he was not what they made him out to be. Painted him as a crazy monster. I mean, look what they've always did to Kavanaugh. That was every single news organization had him guilty of this stuff. CNN, MSNBC, the Scarborough Show, every single legitimate news organization.
Right.
And to top it all off, why haven't we heard anything more about Matt Lauer? Matt Lauer was the trusted face of the Today Show. Everybody woke up to him, and Katie Couric, and he was this great person, but he had a button
on his door in his office, and he had a box of sex toys.
Yeah. And they had like 8 or 9 victims, and it was all hush, hush, hush. So it's not about, being
it's not the Me Too movement.
Victims or whatever. It's like, who can we use sexual harassment against to take down?
Exactly.
All right. So we need to talk about Trump here and Mueller and Russia and all this stuff, because Cohen was Trump's lawyer, and he is a slick Willie. He is not a good dude. He's more like a mafia boss. And Trump, God bless him, has had a lot of lawyers under him, and sometimes you don't know what these lawyers are doing on the side.
I know,
you know
it's
what I
kind
mean?
of strange to me.
And so, in a lot of these indictments that Mueller is handing out, they're literally catching people not on crimes, but on lying
to the FBI.
Them.
Pause real quick. Sir the Brit says that he's got the first flu of the year, so he's going to have to go and see us on Sunday. I wish you well, my friend. I hope you get better and feel better. But we were talking about this earlier today. Maybe somebody in the chat here can explain to me why lying to the FBI is an arrestable crime. Like, how can they arrest you and prosecute you and put you in jail for lying to the FBI? Is it only if you are a government employee? Because the reason why they can prosecute you if you lie under oath is because you literally stand up and say, I swear to tell the whole truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And so, all right, you've lied under oath. You can perjure yourself, but and you can go to jail. But just talking to the FBI,
if you're stuck in an interrogation room,
and do you have to answer their questions? Why can't you just plead the fifth? I mean, I don't understand the being able to be arrested and put into jail.
So Michael Cohen, in order to make a plea deal, this is what they're getting people to. I lied. They're not getting people on crimes like Hillary Clinton. There's crimes there.
Yes.
There was crimes. I mean, Huma Abedin helped set up the illegal server. That's a crime. She should be in jail.
But Leah, that was just a mistake.
Okay? These people who actually did crimes, like
and that's a lie to the FBI, by
Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, this whole Russia collusion thing, they all should be in jail. And I'm going to show you what Trump tweeted out, by the way. A really hilarious picture. I guess Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to lying to Congress about the timeline of the deal talks. It ultimately, okay, there was a deal supposedly that Cohen and some Russian guy were going to build a Trump Tower in Moscow, and Putin was going to get a $20 million penthouse, and it was going to encourage all the oligarchs who would want to live next to Putin to buy into Trump Tower, and all Trump was going to do was lend his name to it, and suddenly it's all Russia collusion.
But he didn't lie about the fact that happened. He only lied about the timeline.
Yeah, so Trump blasted the Mueller probe as a witch hunt, and he says, "Oh, I get it. I'm a very good developer, happily living my life. When I see our country going in the wrong direction, to put it mildly, against all odds, I decided to run for president and continue to run my business very legal and very cool. Talked about it on the campaign trail. Lightly looked at doing a building somewhere in Russia, put up zero money, zero guarantees, just for us to go potty, and didn't do the project. Witch hunt." Trump told the reporters on Thursday that Cohen was lying to shave years off of a lengthy prison sentence and that he had been entirely truthful about the Trump Tower Moscow deal, something that his lawyer Rudy Giuliani confirmed during an interview with the New York Times. Giuliani said Trump answered questions about the project posed by Mueller in a set of written answers he provided to the investigation last week. It was a $50 million penthouse, pardon me. So, all right. Speaking of crimes, there's a whistleblower who we've talked about before on the uranium run scandal. He was an informant for the FBI. He has information that implicates the Clintons, but that never gets off the ground. It's like the plane that won't fly, even though that's the investigation that would bring an indictment after indictment, not just for lying, but for actual real crimes. So what does the FBI do? They literally raid this guy's home for documents that he voluntarily already gave. So somebody somewhere was looking for something to save somebody above them's rear end. That's my conspiracy theory. The FBI conducted a 6-hour raid on the home of a recognized Justice Department whistleblower who had confidentially submitted documents related to the Clinton Foundation and Uranium One to a government watchdog. The Justice Department's Inspector General was informed that the documents show that federal officials failed to investigate potential criminal activity regarding outside former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and Rosatom, the Russian company that purchased Uranium One. A document reviewed by the Daily Caller the document alleges. The delivered documents also show that then FBI Director Robert Mueller failed to investigate allegations of criminal misconduct pertaining to Rosatom and other Russian government entities. He is on the take. Okay, he doesn't care about criminal investigation. There is so much there. It is there,
and he has to recuse himself. That doesn't get talked about as much as it should.
Exactly, but he's not. Why? Where's the second special counsel into these guys? And now, the Mueller is now the special counsel investigating whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia during the 2016 election. The Bureau raided my client to seize what he legally gave to Congress about the Clinton Foundation and Uranium One, said the whistleblower's lawyer, Michael Michael, adding that he considered the FBI raid on his client, Dennis Nathan Kane, an outrageous disregard of whistleblower protections. Kane, a former FBI contractor, was faced with 16 federal agents during the November 19th raid on his Union Bridge, Maryland home. The raid was authorized on November 15th after federal magistrate Stephanie Gallagher signed the court order. The special agent this is deep state. This kind
of stuff only happens in movies.
I know. I need a warrant for my own, protect my own assets.
Wow.
The special agent who led the raid alleged that Kane possessed stolen federal property and demanded entry into his home. Lie. Where was there proof for that? On November 19th, the FBI conducted court-authorized law enforcement activity in Union Bridge. That Kane told the agents at his doorstep that he was a recognized and protected whistleblower under the Intelligence Community Whistleblower Protection Act, and that the DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz had recognized his status. Kane further told the FBI agent that potentially damaging classified information had been properly transmitted to the Senate and House Intelligence Committees as permitted under the Act. The agent immediately directed his agents to begin a sweep of his suburban home anyway. Frightened and intimidated, he promptly handed over the documents. So now somebody wanted to know what those documents were who did not have access to them.
Yeah.
And now they do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Somebody Clinton-esque got the FBI to do this. This is deep state FBI agents. These guys are on the take. If you don't believe in the FBI being deep state, now you should. After asking and getting my approval to do so, DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz had a member of his staff physically take Mr. Kane's classified document disclosure to the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, he said. For the Bureau to show up at Mr. Kane's home suggesting that those same documents are stolen federal property and then proceed to seize copies of the same documents after being told at the House door that he is legally protected whistleblower is an outrageous disregard of the law. According to his lawyer, Kane came across potentially explosive information while working for an FBI contractor. And I guess nobody really knows exactly what's in them. And now Clinton needs to know. Who's ever Clinton's handlers, they needed to know. So Kane sat in a pew with a hoodie and sunglasses. Kane held a double-sealed envelope containing a flash drive and the documents. The IG official met him and without saying a word took the pouch over Kane's shoulder and left. The whistleblower protection law requires the Inspector General to share potentially damaging information with the Attorney General, who at the time was Jeff Sessions. According to the lawyer, 2 law enforcement officials directed the documents to the Senate and the House Intelligence Committees for review, which were hand-delivered by the Inspector General official. I cannot believe the Bureau informed the federal magistrate who approved the search warrant that they wanted to search the home of an FBI whistleblower to seize the information that he confidently disclosed to Congress and to the Inspector General.
It doesn't make any sense.
So these are 2 branches of government literally fighting each other.
Yeah.
If they needed the information, why didn't they go to the Inspector General and to Congress?
That's a very good... You don't have to raid the guy's house. I mean, if he's already submitted the information, it's already been given to someone in the government, there is no reason whatsoever for a judge to allow or to order a raid on this man's house. You go through the proper channels.
And after the raid, and having received his lawyer's name and phone number, the FBI agent actually called Kane himself, which is bypassing a lawyer is actually a serious misconduct. You're not supposed to, FBI, I have a lawyer, you contact my lawyer. You don't call me again to get me on, to get me on the side or get me in, you know what I mean? Like, This is deep state. This is the FBI. This is Peter Strzok's FBI. This is Lisa Page FBI. This is McCabe's FBI. This is Bruce Orr's FBI.
Yep.
This is the
Obama's FBI.
This is Obama's FBI. This is Loretta Lynch. This is everybody who is deep state under Obama going after. There is some. You guys, I have to tell you. Now, I was wondering about Uranium One. Now I know they have it.
Yep.
Like, this is indictable stuff.
Yeah.
This is prison stuff.
Yeah.
They would not send 16 FBI agents to go get a document that he had already given to Congress and to the Inspector General. Why would they do that? That's not what governments do. The FBI would have just said, hey, can I take a look at that document? No, you can't. Well, I need to know because my boss needs to know. Well, who's your boss? Clinton. No, she don't get to know. All right? So let's hope that something comes out of this.
If you were the Clintons and you knew there was information out there that could put you in jail, you would not stop at any length
because you're
to
already,
get that information.
You're like, well, I'm already going to go to jail, so seriously, I gotta do something.
Exactly.
Okay.
How much more do we have? We've got a doggy to walk.
Not much. Let's see. Nah.
Chris Holman wants us to end every segment with good news. You know what? Good news is that Jesus Christ died for your sins, and we will leave the sharing of that, not leave it to you, but we will also encourage you to go to Chris Holman's channel because at the beginning of the year, he's going to be doing a lot of ministry episodes. So I can't promise that we end every episode with good news.
So there's a new NAFTA. President Trump signed with Mexico and Canada. However...
But he's not calling it NAFTA.
No, but little baby Trudeau decided that he was not going to lift up his. So you got the President of Mexico, Donald Trump, and Trudeau. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to show mine. I'm going to show mine. And I'm just going to smile. I'm not going to... Nope. I really didn't want to do this. He's look at it. Mexican president's like, why didn't you lift yours? Forget it. You're just an idiot. Did you see the look he gave him? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I did it.
How is Trudeau even any... I mean, he's so young. Like...
To replace NAFTA with the USMCA. A truly groundbreaking achievement.
The USMCA.
Modern day agreement.
Oh. US, Mexico, Canada. So we'll see if that helps. If that helps anybody. All right. So
my goodness.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. We've got to get back to work, and it's this.
I hate to leave you all. This was like a little
15
break.
15 minutes has gone by so quickly,
and we ran late today, and I'm really sorry about that. You should not run late for your own show.
Are you gonna? You could do your thing.
What thing?
Your song.
No, I don't want to practice. I want to practice more.
It's really
I do
have. It's good.
So Eric Buskey, I have been practicing the I want to let me next Friday. We're gonna put a date on it. Next Friday, I'm gonna play "The Beautiful Thing" by Grace Vanderwaal on the ukulele with Leah on guitar. I've been playing it, and I have been singing it, and I have been practicing it.
Sidekick.
And it is really fun, and I'm glad that you asked us to do it. So, we're going to be back here on Sunday. No.
I am.
Leah will be back here on Sunday. I'm going to be working on the deck with Kansas.
Hammer time. Dun-na-na-na. Dun-na.
Can't touch this. So, Tina wants to know, is Comey going to testify?
On the 4th?
May the 4th be with you.
December 4th.
That was from Patriot Gallery. You know, you can't get news like that.
No, she knows it all. Patriot Gallery knows it all.
She does.
Speaking of
I
which,
have good news.
we do have good news. Patriot Gallery and Leah have put together a blog, and it was mostly Patriot Gallery, on Isaiah 58 Ministries that I am so excited about because, you know, when it comes to Christmas time, you need hope. And we've got the threat of 5G coming at us, right? And Patriot Gallery was like, you know what? There's these 10G. How about 10G? Okay? Where's the actual blog? Because I'm not going to be able to remember them all.
Okay,
but I know one of them is God, grace, gold,
all right,
gospel.
Wait, let me tell them how to get there.
Okay.
Wait, stop. Hold on. Because Isaiah 58 Ministries at blogspot.com.
It's actually .blogspot.com.
It is the second one up. It's the best Christmas 2018, the 10 G's of Christmas. I want you to watch the Star of Bethlehem trailer. It's the most powerful documentary on Christmas. You will see that literally God had ordained Jesus' birth in the stars, and that the wise men did follow that Star of Bethlehem. Here's the thing, to say, oh my gosh, it's astronomy. No, it's not. I mean, it's astrology. It's not astrology. It is astronomy. Now, God had ordained that those three wise men, who most likely had been studying things from the time of Daniel in Babylon, right? And they have been studying these stars, waiting for the Messiah, and they would have had that passed down to them from having. Remember, Daniel was the highest in the kingdom, next to Nebuchadnezzar and next to the kings after him, and Daniel would have set up a whole wise men. He was over the wise men. So it would have been like all the wise men. He would have set up a literal, real wise people.
No, but they literally are the wise men that visited Jesus are from
We're politically correct, the wise people.
I don't want to call it lineage, but they are through the same, they go right back to Daniel. I mean, it's kind of like a monks or something like that.
They followed that star. We forget that. Like, they literally followed that star years and years and years. Daniel showed them, obviously, hey, this prophecy is going to come. The child is going to come.
Are you going to give them the punchline of the movie right now, though?
Yeah, because I want them to watch it. That when you see the constellations line up, you'll see scripturally what the wise men were looking for.
Right.
And what the wise men found. And kicker was on December 25th. Now, wise men, not the shepherds.
Stopped over Bethlehem.
The star literally stopped and it went in retrograde. It looked like it was retrograde. There's a king planet. Just watch it.
There's a line from the movie where the guy says, I don't think that anybody really believes that Jesus was born in December, because he likely wasn't. He was probably born in September sometime. Right. But where do we get it's not just pagan, okay? The wise men didn't actually reach Jesus until he was a toddler. The wise men didn't show up on Christmas night, okay? And so the stars, the punchline of the entire documentary is that star landed over Bethlehem when Jesus was a toddler on December 25th. So the fact that we celebrate Christmas is very significant.
There's a link to the full movie.
So there is a link. Good.
That's the trailer to get people tempted to watch it.
Now, I want you guys, since we are ending our show a little bit early. This could be your, I don't want to call it homework because it's a gift. It's so much fun. I love this documentary.
They're all listening.
So here's the thing. The 10 G's of Christmas are this. We're starting in, this is November 30th. Tomorrow's
like 5
December's 1st, right?
Right.
So we are entering a season of Christmas time. You can recognize that, guess what, guys? For at least a month, every non-Christian and Christian alike will be talking about Jesus. Even saying the word Christmas is Christ. So anytime Jesus says that they're not against us, they're for us.
Right.
So I am 100% for Christmas, for Christmas.
So Horatio, our UK correspondent, is, I don't want to call him an atheist. He's kind of an agnostic, okay? But he's been going to band practice. Not like band practice, even though he's a drummer. But the other day they played The Little Drummer Boy.
Oh,
now
that's so cute.
It's a Jesus song.
It's a Jesus song.
It's a Jesus song.
It's a Jesus song.
Okay, and so that's what Leah's getting to.
Yeah. So what can you do to make this Christmas your best Christmas? Because we all know we have suffered horrible, awful Christmases, and I think last time we went over Christmas, we went over some of those awful Christmases. When you,
I have an update when you're done.
When you turn to the Lord, you can actually you can speak things into existence. You can say, this is going to be the best Christmas ever. How? Read this blog, but go back to Genesis. Go back to the Garden of Eden. Go back to where God wanted His glory in our lives. He has grace. We want good government. We think about giving. There's when you embrace God's glory, when you embrace God giving the right way, when you embrace the gospel of Jesus Christ, which came to separate us from the power of sin, then you're going to set yourself up for the best Christmas.
Patriot Galler has
angels on that night pronounce that the government shall be on Jesus Christ's shoulder.
Right.
It's God's grace, and the angels pronounce glory to God in the highest. And Jesus Christ was reconciling the world back to Genesis like nobody had ever sinned ever.
That's incredible.
We've heard a lot of people say, I hate Eve, she sinned, now we're all in a mess. No. Right. Jesus came to make it right and fix it.
Yeah.
And then when I got into this and we're talking about stars, Lee, if you scroll down to the bottom of that, I'm like, oh my gosh, these stars tell us exactly what's happening right now. I mean, the 4 blood moons on Jewish holidays, the Star of Bethlehem shown for the first time in 2,000 years on June 30th through July 4th. It's over top of America.
Yeah.
America had an eclipse over top of it. And I would like people to go there. It's not edited completely yet, and it's not finished completely yet. But I would like to hear times where they can say, oh my gosh, God moved here, God moved here. God is moving since 2:14. A lot of times we see stars and wonders in the sky, and we wonder what's God doing on earth, because the sign says God's doing something on earth.
Right. A new conservative age rising. I love that.
Yeah, that came from Dr. Turley. He calls it that. And we got to remember all the stuff that there has been these 4, it was the 4 year...
2014, 2015, we had the blood moon tetrad on the Jewish high holy days.
Now, it's worth going back to listen to Jonathan Kahn about that.
Yeah. We had super blood moons. In 2017, we had the solar eclipse. We also had the Star of Bethlehem recreated on July 4th in America, I believe, in 2016. So every year there was another major astronomical event. And the Bible says right there in Genesis that God puts the signs in the heavens, the stars in the heavens as signs to us. So when we see a blood moon, that means God is doing something.
Right. Well, and you see throughout the Old Testament prophecies where, the moon will turn to blood or something like that. And Jesus died on the cross. A lot of that was fulfilled.
The blood moon happened when Jesus died on the cross. Yeah. But when Christopher Columbus set out in 1492, the next 2 years were also
there was a 4 blood moon tetrad in 1493 to 1494.
And what was happening on earth? The Jews were being persecuted, and people were being persecuted. The church was actually burning people to the stake.
Right.
At the same time, Christopher Columbus was going to the Americas who'd never heard the gospel. Right. And the gospel was about to be preached and poured out all over the Americas, and they stopped their human sacrifices. And the Indians heard the gospel. Not only the Alaskans, the Eskimos, all the way down to South America heard the gospel for the first time. So I want to hear from people and leave comments on here so we can add it to the blog, because I want to make this a part 2 of what God was doing on the earth on these days. Even the eclipse, full super blue moons. We've had sign after sign after sign. God is moving.
Yeah, so there you go. We ended the show with good news. And I think Leah's got, here's the deal. We're probably going to sing Christmas songs at every show.
Every Friday.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas. It's got 4 to go.
Okay.
Ready? Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings bring, which inspire your heavenly song? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
There's one more.
Yeah,
Is
but
that it?
All
right.
I don't think that was the full verse down there.
Yeah, but we could have won it.
Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Earlier, there was a comment that I wanted to get to by Tina. She says, when I saw the JFK photo that Holder was pointing to, I thought of Esther when Haman built a hangman's noose for Mordecai. Haman ended up hanging from his own noose.
Yo, preach
Trump's
it.
enemies
Yo,
need
preach
to
it. Yo,
take
preach
heed.
it. Yo, preach it. Yo, preach it.
Absolutely.
I don't even know. I think Trump might have taken the tweet down, so I wanted to show you the tweet where Trump tweeted out a picture of like everybody behind bars. It was so hilarious. So it was awesome. Go ahead.
Chris Holman has asked for Mary, Did You Know? It's one of my favorite songs. We will sing that this Christmas season. No, we will sing it together.
I don't sing that song.
I love that song.
I listen to it.
I love that song. It's so good.
All right, guys, don't forget to like,
comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring that bell for notifications. Find us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
We love you guys. God loves you. God bless. Remember.
Hey, Kansas. Remember what? Did you hear him? He's out there porking away, baby.
Hey, Marcus wants to know can I ask where do you get your information? ESP, it all just comes to us.
I have sources. No, I'm not. I share a few right here, right before we go. One of my favorites is Zero Hedge. It's Zero Hedge is a financial blog, but man alive, they I don't know, it's kind of anonymous where it comes from, but Zero Hedge is up there. Nigel Farage would not have been where he is without Zero Hedge.
Right.
They captured some of his videos in Parliament. Zero Hedge is, they cover everything. They cover everything from the Syrian war to things in Brexit, Angela Merkel. My favorite place to go, Zero Hedge. I go to the Drudge report.
Because that covers everything. Like literally anything that's happening in the world right now, Drudge is covering it.
I enjoy from time to time the Daily Mail. I do not enjoy their advertisements on the right. Usually a little bit weird.
Oh,
the Gateway Pundit. Yeah. I love the Daily Caller. I especially need, if I didn't have Breitbart for Sundays, we wouldn't have a Sunday show. And Voice of Europe for Sunday
Who
show.
Who owns Zero Hedge? I have no idea.
I don't know.
That's a very good question.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off. We love you, and I'm going to see you here Sunday at...
And I will pop in and say hello with hammer in hand.
And I have to go.
Okay. Hate to leave you, but I really must say. All right, you guys. God bless.
Was cold.